Hello everybody and welcome to another yoga video, finally. I don't really actually have much space in my house to film a yoga video right now, so I decided I'm gonna wait for a nice day and go outside and film outside instead. It is finally a nice day and I'm finally home for like more than 20 minutes to go enjoy it, and so I'm gonna do some yoga with you guys.
As always, grab your mat, grab your cat, and let's get started. We're going to start standing, and you're going to reach all the way up, clasp your hands together, and pull your shoulder blades together as you come back down. Reach up and down. Breathe in, out, and out, grounding yourself for our practice. Coming into mountain pose, you're going to feel our feet through the mat to the grass, breathe in that sunshine, and just enjoy all the smells and feelings of outside. Next, we're going to breathe in, reach all the way up, and press our palms together as we come down and through, waking up the hand muscles and just furthering deepening our breath. Next, reach all the way up and grabbing one wrist, you're going to gently pull it to the side, opening the rib cage, then to the other, moving with your breath. As you come back over, we're going to move that bottom arm all the way down to the side of our leg, breathing out, bring it back up, breathing in, out, and switch all the way down and all the way back up. Next, we're going to ground ourselves back into mountain pose and just enjoy drinking in that vitamin D and all of the smells and sounds of outside. Remember, for those days that we can't enjoy it. Next, we're going to enjoy some tree poses. So you're going to reach all the way up, pressing the palms together, bring the hands through, ground yourself to one side, and slowly bring the foot to either your calf or your thigh. When you feel ready, open up those branches, reaching towards the sun, and take some deep breaths in tree pose. When you're ready, bring the palms together and come through, regain your balance, open up your calves, and then repeat the same on the other side, moving with your breath. When you're ready, we're going to breathe in and reach up again, and then you're going to swan dive down to a half fold, taking a couple deep breaths, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Release the half fold and come all the way down, bending the knees side to side to open up the backs of the legs. Bending one knee, you're going to reach up toward the skies towards that knee, taking deep breaths in and out before coming back down and doing the same on the other side. Next, grab your elbows with your opposite hand and deliberately swing them side to side, opening up the shoulders further. Then you're going to turn your chin from one shoulder to the other, shaking your head no, and then tuck your chin in and back out as if you're shaking your head yes. Come up to a half fold before releasing all the way back down, and then slowly rolling all the way back to standing. Reach all the way up, hands together, and then back down and through. I'm going to come all the way back down to downward dog, and then walk the dog, opening the backs of the legs before settling the hips back and into the pose. Take 3 to 5 deep breaths in this position before moving on. Keeping the hip closed, you're going to reach one leg all the way back and then all the way through up to high lunge. Make sure your knee is over top of your ankle and not your toe, and you want to adjust so that your hips are underneath you and not as a curved back. Turn your back foot out to the 45-degree angle and sink back into the pose. Bring the arms down to the side, turn to one side, opening the back foot to a 90-degree angle with the front, reach forward, reach all the way back, opening up that rib cage, and instead not using your leg as a stand, but rather just a support. Next, we're going to reach through and forward, resting the arm against the leg, again not using it as a stand, but a support, and opening up the rib cage and the hip further. If you can deepen the pose, you may want to attempt the bind as seen here, but you really don't have to if you're good where you are. When you're ready, come out of the pose back to Warrior 1 and pinwheel your way back down to Downward Dog. We'll repeat the sequence again on the other side, bring the leg up and through to High Lunge. After a few deep breaths, press that ankle down, your foot is at a 45-degree angle to your front foot, and sink back down into the position. When you're ready, open up, turn your head forward. You want to look over that middle finger of your forward hand, reach, and then reach all the way back. The goal here is not to reach all the way to the floor or hurt yourself, just go as far as you can. Same as when we go forward, we're going to come through. Now your hand does not have to touch the ground, that's okay if it doesn't. Go as far as you can to achieve a comfortable stretch. When you're ready, pinwheel back down to Downward Dog, walk the dog again, and settle in that position for a few breaths. Now's a great time to go into our first child's pose, so you're going to come down to the mat. I prefer to put my knees to the side of the mat and let my belly hang between my legs so I can take deep rejuvenating breaths. If this hurts your shoulders, you can always put your arms down beside your legs and hold the pose like that. When you're ready, come back up to Downward Dog, and we're going to lift one leg back and open up the hip. So you want to pretend like your heel is coming towards the opposite shoulder. After holding the pose for a few breaths, you're going to come all the way through, and this time we're going to do a triangle pose. So you're going to bring that back foot in a bit, straighten both legs without locking the knees, and then fold yourself over. The goal here is not to touch the ground again, it's just to open the hip as far as it is comfortable. You want to try and keep your body in one plane. So that means try not to lean too far forward or too far back with your torso, and keep it in line with your legs. When you're ready, pinwheel back down to Downward Dog, and then we'll repeat the sequence on the other side after a couple of breaths. Lift your other leg up and open your hip. Bring the leg through and we'll repeat the triangle pose on the other side. Open up and fold over. When you're ready, pinwheel back down to Downward Dog, hold the position for a few breaths, and get ready to go back into Child's Pose. When you feel ready, we're going to scooch ourselves to the back of the mat and then come all the way through and up into a gentle cobra pose. If you'd like an extra bit of a stretch, you can push up into upward dog and hold that pose. Be sure to be gentle on your lower back. Coming back down to the mat, we're going to turn our chin to one side and windshield wiper our legs back and forth to open up the lower back. Next, we're going to do some lotus positions. So we'll start with half lotus. Reach one leg back down to the mat. Whatever leg is up, you're going to grab it with the same hand at the ankle and lift. After a couple of breaths, you can come back down, turn your chin to the other side, and windshield wiper the legs again. And then we'll go into the pose on the other side. Windshield wiper the legs again, come back down and relax, and then we'll go into full lotus. So grabbing at both ankles, you're going to lift all the way up, creating that arch again. And you want to be sure to balance your weight correctly between your rib cage and your hips so that you're not injuring either. As a counter stretch for that lower back stress, we'll push back into child's pose for a couple deep breaths. When you're ready, meet us up into tabletop and we'll do some cat-cow stretches. So you're going to push that belly button towards the ground, then back up to the sky, arching your back both ways and relaxing the muscles. Next, you're going to meet us back in table pose and we'll start our threading the needle. So reach one arm up and then come all the way down and through, moving with your breath up and through. On the third one, we reach up, come all the way down and through, and then place the other arm on our lower back, taking 3 deep breaths in the pose. When you're ready, come back up to tabletop and we'll repeat this on the other side. After 3 deep breaths, come back out to tabletop and get yourself down and over to a cross-legged seated position. Moving into our final sequence of stretches, we're going to breathe in, clasp our hands together as we did earlier, and pull the shoulder blades together as we come back down. Repeat this a couple of times, moving with your breath. If you're outside, take the time here again to remember how it feels to have that warm sunshine on your face for the days that we can't do yoga outside. Next, reach all the way up and you're going to set the arms so the shoulder blades are pulling together. Then we're going to bring the arms down and twist to one side, placing one arm at the base of the spine, lifting and turning. Bring the arms all the way back up and then twist gently to the other side. Take the time now to check in with yourself by rolling your shoulders around and making sure your back is as loosened up as you were hoping. Sliding one arm down to the mat, we're going to reach the other arm over top. Remember to keep both of your sits bones, which are those bones in your butt, on the mat so we're not reaching over too far. And then we'll go to the other side. Remember, you want to open up and make all that space through your rib cage and your torso to make sure the stretch is at its fullest. Next, we're going to reach all the way up, bringing the shoulder blades together again. We're going to tilt forward at the waist, keeping the shoulder blades together. Deep breath in, out, placing the hands down, and then rolling down and just relaxing everything. As a counter stretch, we're going to bring our hands to the base of our spine and lift that rib cage away from the ground, all the way up, opening the rib cage and the middle back. We'll repeat that counter stretch forward one more time, lifting up, shoulder blades together, arms down, and then relax for a couple deep breaths. Reach your arms across your body, giving yourself a bit of a hug, and turning at the waist side to side to open up your shoulders. Next, for a bit of a trap stretch and a neck stretch, we're going to place one hand to the side and then tilt our opposite ear down to the shoulder to open up that space. Tilt your chin down towards your shoulder. Take a couple deep breaths. And then roll the chin across the chest, bringing the other ear to the other shoulder and reaching the other arm out to the side. When you're ready, roll the chin back in, just let it hang there for a couple of breaths. Next we're going to reach all the way up and do a bit of a tricep stretch. So we're going to reach the other arm all the way down and through, and to try to either touch your fingertips together or if you can, clasp your hands. Without moving your torso, switch your arms out and then repeat on the other side. Next, for a bicep stretch, we're going to pull the arm across and hold it like so. When you're ready, switch to the other side. Finally, take a little bit of time to roll the shoulders around again. Make sure everything is super loose, exactly the way you wanted it to be after this practice. Now we're going to take the arms up, place the palms together, and come all the way through. Repeat this for a couple of breaths. Breathe in all of that sunshine, breathe out all of that stress, and take a final bow. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you everyone for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Check out my other yoga video. Look forward to more content in the future, and remember to subscribe. Thank you and have an awesome day, guys.